Well, Mike Farrell, it is Thursday, and that means it's time for another edition of Transfer Thursday. We're going to talk first about Syracuse wide receiver Taj Harris, who entered the portal. What are you hearing on him and where he might end up?
He's already got some offers, which is kind of rare when you enter the portal during the season. But Utah, Texas A&M, and some other schools have already offered him, shown interest. He's out of New Jersey, so you would expect, some ACC programs, Big Ten programs, maybe Rutgers or Maryland or somebody like that who recruited him out of high school to look at him as well. He's been very effective overall. I mean, last season in the shortened year, he had 733 yards, 5 touchdowns. He averages over 10 yards a catch. I just don't think he was being targeted enough this year for his liking. And I'm not really sure, how he fit into that offense this season. There's some talk of, some attitude issues and all that other stuff. I have no idea if that's true or not, but I do know that when you go in the portal, in the season, we've seen guys that don't get a lot of interest early. Lynn J. Dixon is one of them. It's take your time. But with Taj Harris, the second he went in, a bunch of offers started coming in.
All right, well, we'll see how that one shakes out. We're going to move on to the impact player this week. Is Tennessee quarterback Hendon Hooker. Obviously had a great game against Missouri. He transferred in from West Virginia. What do you think about him going forward as the quarterback at Tennessee? Obviously a big win for them this last weekend.
Yeah, they scored 62 points against Missouri, absolutely drilled them, and that was a bit of a surprise. It was a surprise to me at the beginning of the season that Joe Milton won the job. I expected Harrison Bailey, the former 5-star, to win the job there, but Hooker, who's a transfer from Virginia Tech, also has a lot of experience. So Milton struggled early. Hooker's starting to come into his own. 15-19, 225 yards. He can run too. 10 TDs, 1 interception so far this season. Dual threat guy. Showed flashes at Virginia Tech. He's not going to lead Tennessee back. But he's a good stopgap quarterback for them. And I think a guy that, is starting to come into his own and really own that job. And, this is what we saw out of him in high school. Tall, skinny kid, whip arm release and can run. And that's why he was pretty heavily recruited out of North Carolina. And now he's finally having success.
Yeah, we'll see if he can sustain that success through the rest of that SEC schedule. So, all right, Mike. Well, that's it for this week's edition of Transfer Thursday. We'll see everybody again next week. Thanks, Mike.
All right.